Hello and welcome back to the Amber Army's YouTube Football Manager 2017 Experiment Series, Newport County Russian Takeover. Now, Newport County are still down towards the bottom end in 19th place on 38 points. So they're 8 points clear of relegation, so the chances of them being caught up in that are rather slim. But then if you look at the other end, they are 5 points away from the playoff places, so a playoff position potentially could still be alive if they're basically getting the winning ways. Once again, I do apologise if you're hearing any kind of banging in the background at the moment. There is work going on this week in the building that I live in, so you might pick up a few bangs or you might hear a few tone-deaf workmen singing in the background, but there you go. That happens. That's part and parcel of life living in a flat, I suppose. But yeah, let's have a little look into Newport County now. If you remember right, Tony Mowbray took the job after Michael Flynn got sacked and had started in a much better fashion. Now let's have a quick look at the form. Now, if we look here, I think it was the Cheltenham game, Tony Mowbray had taken over. So he got the win against Blackpool and got a draw away to Plymouth. So you're thinking, yeah, they're on to something good here. And then bang, back down to earth, a home loss against Yeovil, then a home draw against Stevenage, but they won against Luton. So pushing on, a poor lose away to Gateshead, but from that game there, mainly wins, a few draws and only 2 losses. So life under Tony Mowbray is definitely a lot more sweeter. Now, it's the 2nd of Feb. Transfer window has just been shut. Did they spend the money like we said they needed to during the January transfer window? The answer to that question is yes. 3 new players. Mike Petrasso. He's a winger, mainly for the left side. Canadian. Used to play for Plymouth on loan from QPR. So last season he spent a season at Plymouth on loan. So for Newport County to actually own him, there's obviously something about him. He actually played 8 championship games the season before for QPR, and has spent a lot of time in League One on loan. So that's, to me, that's an impressive signing. Ollie Clark, now that name rings a bell. He's a defensive midfielder who used to play for Bristol Rovers. So Bristol Rovers, whilst in League One, let him go. He obviously got relegated with Bristol Rovers last season. Hakib Adelakan, he is a right midfielder. So the fact that County picking up some wingers means that obviously Tony Mowbray has incorporated a different system. If you look here, he's played a lot of games for Scunthorpe. He was a first team starter for Scunthorpe in League One and has now signed for Newport County. Not yet played any games though, so he's only just signed on deadline day. So like I say, they're finally spending the cash. Bit few and far between, only 3 players in, maybe that's all they need. So if we have a look at the profile of the players, so there's the squad. It's all looking rather good at the moment. Tactics. So this is the style that Tony Mowbray has brought in. 1 up front, 5 in midfield, 1 defensive and 4 at the back. So it's a very defensive formation, which makes me think that County are playing on the counter attack. If Reynolds is on the right wing, Petrasso, I'm not sure if he's a pacey player. Acceleration and pace is looking like it's high, so yeah, I'd say he's a pacey player. Maybe they're looking to exploit teams on the counter attack. Newbley playing the target man to hold the play up to allow these wingers and midfielders to get into the play, and maybe Clark is there to prevent the counter attack. Well, I don't know, but the signs are saying that to me that County are definitely on. Yep, I say from there, only losing 2 games in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So they've only lost 2 in 14. So the form has dramatically improved. The only thing is though, will they sustain it? Let's look at the games they've got. They're 8 of all the cups, so that's the league is all they got to focus on. Obviously, just as many away. I know I think they've got more away games than home games left. But looking at these teams that they've got left to play, and looking at who they got to play at home, I think the possibility of pinching that playoff place is alive. I think relegation is a distant fear. I don't think there's something they got to worry about now. So I think Tony Mowbray has come in and made all the difference as Newport County manager. Obviously, keeping hold of Wayne Hatswell would have been an important part of this as well. So yeah, the money's finally getting spent. The fortunes are turning round. The form's turning round. Now, where are they going to finish this season? Well, you're just about to find out. Okay, so here we have it. We have the conclusion to the League 2 season for the season 2017-18, and Newport finished 18th, which for me would be seen as a very disappointing season, only winning 13 games out of 46. That's it's pretty atrocious, really, considering the finances they've got, the kind of team they could put together. So let's have a look at the final ratings on these players. Obviously, Thierry Ambrose got booted out of the team, but he was scoring goals. Frank Newbley was the top scorer. Amond got 8 as well in 24. Reynolds only getting 7 this season in comparison, but he is playing at right mid, not in the position that he's used to. Toure played well in the games that he had. Ben Tozer was decent, wasn't it? Oh, that's more like it. So Mickey Demetriou having a good season. Dolan had a good season for assists. Aaron Cool had a good season for assists. So yeah, in all honesty, I think they haven't had an awful season. I think they drew too many games, if I'm being honest. Give me 2 seconds, I'm having a bit of an issue with my monitor. Here we go, that's gone. Right, okay, so obviously the atrocious start of the season for Flynn. The board gave up on him, obviously, after losing to Bristol Rovers in the FA Cup. And for some reason it's only given me half of a season. Let me see if I can rectify that. That's more like it now. So we left it on the second, obviously after they'd beaten Grimsby, so they went on a poor run from there. I think me saying that things might be getting better may have jinxed them. So going on from there, it was pretty dismal, wasn't it, really, if you look at it. Too many draws, a few losses that they could have done without, and ultimately ended up finishing 18th with a points total of 57. So they were 9 points clear of relegation, probably never even ever in any threat of it. Mansfield and Cheltenham were the 2 teams that went down. Gateshead saved themselves. Let me have a quick look a minute just to see if there was some kind of last game great escape type thing. So Gateshead lost on the last day and Mansfield lost. So what was the game that saved Gateshead then? Durham and Notts County and Mansfield won. So I think Gateshead were pretty clear of it by then anyway. Oh well. Anyway, so Accrington won the playoffs, quite surprisingly. And Colchester, Plymouth and Gillingham are the teams that go up. So that's leaving not a lot of big teams left, to be honest with you. All the biggest teams have gone except Luton. So I wonder who will be coming down. So there's the teams coming down. Crewe are coming back down after getting promoted last season. Bradford City. Wow. That's mental, that is. Bradford coming down. Oldham coming down. And Shrewsbury are coming down. So back into League 2. Have a quick look at the detailed player stats. So top scorer, no surprise, is John Akinde. Frank Newbley in amongst it, in the top 10. Average rating, Timmy Elsnick of Bristol Rovers was the best player in the division overall. 43 appearances, 14 man of the matches. I'd imagine he won that as well. Player of the match, yeah. Timmy Elsnick. Ben Davis having a good season for Grimsby. Assists. So Aaron Cool with 10 league assists, making the top 15. And who got the most clean sheets? Where's that? Goalkeeping. Ah, there we go. Clean sheets. So Colchester keeper Dean Brill with the clean sheets. Joe Day, below average, I'd say, on clean sheets, only getting 8. So there we go. A poor season. So season 2 over with. Newport County is still in League 2. Had a bit of a relegation scare. Michael Flynn is no longer manager. Tony Mowbray is now the Newport County manager, and they're starting to spend a little bit of money. So in the next episode, we'll take it to the 2nd of July, where you'll see if they brought any players in early or if they're going to be doing some late business. But there we go. That is episode number 4 for you. Hope you're enjoying the series. It's not exactly going how I'd like it to have gone. I was hoping County may have been a League 1 team by now. But I say, we're saying it's a 10-year plan. It's a 10-year plan, I think, to get to the Premier League. 80 million should be enough to take them there. Owning their own stadium with the ability to build on it should be enough to get them up there. And just obviously the improved youth facilities are coming through, because obviously they've sold players. They sold a player, a good youngster, to Ryan Kosh. He's a regen. They sold him to Reading for just under 100k, but we're with it to go to 300. So there we go. Yep. Again, guys, thanks for watching, and until next time, cheerio for now.